Da na 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 na.
Hanging out, eating down the
Down the
street.
street,
Same old thing
things
we
we
did
did
last
last week.
night.
Nothing to do but talk to you. We're all alright. We're all alright. Hello, Wisconsin.
We do that every time now. I love it. I love how that goes.
But to air in what we were discussing before we aired, here's the thing, right? Breakdancing is one of the 5 elements of hip hop, right? Hip hop is worldwide; it's global.
Factory.
So, in order for it to be considered an Olympic sport, is reasonable because there are other Olympic sports that aren't technically sports, like archery or swimming or diving, things like that. So, the way I look at it, right? It doesn't have to be a sport as far as the Olympics goes. Now, as far as football goes, the reason why football isn't an Olympic sport is because it's not a global sport. It only is heavy in America, North America. So that's the only place that will, actually do football. Now, the NFL has been trying to market across the pond with their London series. The point in that is to, gain back the attention of European football. As you recall, NFL Europe was a thing back in the mid-90s. Well, that disbanded after a certain period of time. So if they can get it to become a global phenomenon, American football, then yeah, it will eventually be considered an Olympic sport. But it has to get the crowd following that soccer has in order for it to be considered a sport. Basketball has that following that soccer has because basketball is played around the entire world.
Correct. And it's funny how people like to poo-poo soccer, but soccer is like the most popular sport.
Soccer, here's the thing, soccer is, as people put it, it's just one of those long-winded ass games that you have to have the gall to watch, like baseball.
Low key, like, you know how, like, I love going to, like, a black barbershop just to, like, get the vibes, because, like, old heads will be they'll be going ham in a barbershop, no matter what the hell they talking about. Most likely it's problematic, but, like, since I don't have a lot of black friends I see on the regular, it's like, man, I need to be around my people for a moment, bro. So I go to my local barbershop and it's like, just catch the gems should they fall. Now, I mentioned that to say I wish I had more like Hispanic or Latin friends so I could just go to this local bodega and watch the fucking soccer game and get light. You know what I'm saying? Because them old heads in the spot watching the soccer game are ready to just like do backflips off of chairs and shit if someone scores a goal. And I'm like, I need that. Like when I saw my first Vuvu Suela, I'm like, oh, I need that for every occasion.
Listen,
I get to work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't really get into soccer until I started hanging out with Luis, to be honest. Because, like, before I would like passively play soccer games, but I wouldn't, actually pay attention to soccer. But like, once me, Luis, and Joe started rolling together.
Yo, shout out to my boy Joe, man.
We're waiting on El Clasico games. We're like linking up for that and shit. I'm a Barcelona fan now. Like I now have a favorite country for the Olympics and the World Cup and shit.
Shout out to the World Cup, especially, boy. Exactly.
So it's like soccer can be dope. Matter of fact, I was playing FIFA against him one year, and I had Spain and he had Argentina.
Yeah.
And I put up 7 goals on his ass before the half. The final score was 7-9.
Sheesh.
Wow.
I was furious. I'm never forget that shit.
Oh, shout out to my shirt, by the way.
Luis has the one up on me in video games. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. I want my rematch at fight night, goddamn it.
100%.
That shit.
Listen, I haven't gotten too far like that into soccer, but I do watch the World Cup with great interest now. I'm just like, oh, I just want to see a good game. Like I don't have like a team yet, but if it's a good game and I'm interested in it, I'm like, oh, okay, I can watch this. I can get into this.
I remember the World Cup back in 2014. I want to say I was working at a child care center, son. When U.S. was making that run, y'all remember that shit?
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird.
Like, we have no business being here. What the hell is going on?
Throughout that run, dog, like anytime they did something wild that won them the game, I literally had to run outside and go crazy because like it was probably during like nap time or something like that in the child care center. And like I was just on my break because I was just a lunch and recess aide. I go to the child care center next door, hang out for a little bit, and I do aftercare for them. So like that's how I was making my bones. So like the hours between lunch and like after school, I was in the kitchen of the child care center just chilling, watching the games. Yeah. So I'm watching the games, shit, son. I like something wild would happen. I would literally have to bolt outside,
exit the building.
Let's go! And like even like after school, the kids would be like, "Mr. Carlos, is that you outside screaming?" Yes. Why? Did you hear about that U.S. game? No, because you were at school. That's why.
It's the clip of like Tyler the Creator meeting Nardwar, the human serviette, for the first time. And like Nardwar's like, oh, do a freestyle. Y'all do a freestyle. And like Damo does like a whack ass freestyle. But Tyler, he hypes it up so bad that he leaves the spot and runs across the street, goes down the block, and comes back like, nigga, those are the bars, nigga. And I was like,
and Tyler was full, bro. Like they had like a little montage of like funny moments of them just like hanging out.
100%.
And they were like walking down the block one day. It was like a couple of Jones walking by. And it was like, hey, yo, you looking good in that shirt. And that shirt. And that shirt. They just kept repeating that shirt over and over again. So like they got to the end of the block like, well, fuck y'all then.
I remember that shit. Oh, those were dark days. The Loiter Squad days were dark days.
Oh yeah, but they were fun too. Like they're problematic, but they were fun as hell.
Oh my god!
Tyler actually had Vince Staples.
Yes, 100%.
They had an interview. I want to say it was on Rosenberg.
Yes, it was. That was a great interview. Oh my god!
So you know where exactly I'm getting at, right?
100%.
All right. So Tyler goes. Actually, Vince has this crazy theory, like, and the theory actually works. Like, everything comes back to Ray J, and Vince goes, "Oh yeah, everything comes back.
Everything comes back to Ray J."
Yeah, Vince thought. Oh yeah, exactly. Everything comes back to Ray J. All right. Case in point. Who is Ray J related to? Mark. I had to really sit and think about that shit. I said, oh, Brandy, of course. But when you think about it, Snoop, therefore by proxy, Sasha Banks, current Women's SmackDown champion, and essentially the Dog Pound, and the late Nate Dogg. Right? So once I thought about that, then the wheels started rolling for me.
That's just like 6 elements already.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on.
I'm like, these are family ties that have lots of connections in the hip hop community. Not only in the hip hop community, but also in theory, the wrestling community. And then not only that, and then by proxy of the wrestling community, the Disney community.
Yes.
Sasha Banks is in The Mandalorian.
No, shut up. For real?
Yeah. She's like a pivotal character, I think.
Wow. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I was just being berated by one of the homies from like high school. Like, Chris, you're not watching The Mandalorian? And I'm like, I'm probably not gonna watch such a popular show unless like a friend like berates me to watch it. And Sarah's like, hey, and I'm like, yes, you should watch The Mandalorian. And I'm like, now I have to watch it because I was just like, I'll get around to it. I'm watching The Sopranos right now. But I get this look. I get this look from Sarah, and I'm like, oh, I have to fucking watch this shit now. And it's over for the time being, so like, all the more reason. But like, I'll see people like, oh, Baby Yoda. I'm like, his name is Grogu, bitch.
Well, Doug, let me encourage you to watch The Mandalorian, or to let me kickstart your journey to watch The Mandalorian by more or less spoiling The Sopranos for you.
No, don't fucking dare.
No.
I'm on the season 1 finale, okay? And I'm just very.
Are you on the season finale?
The season 1 finale. I've been moving very slow. Finale. I'm moving very fucking slow with that shit.
You know what? I've been trying to watch it from the beginning too. I haven't even started yet because I don't.
Come on, man.
I want to watch. I started watching it when it was on Netflix. Then they took it off, and I don't have HBO Max.
So well, let me spoil it for you without spoiling for you.
No.
Because I'm not.
Hey, turn this shit off right now if you're watching. Try watching Sopranos.
I'm not giving you any spoilers. However, I'm kind of like making the ending make sense.
Yes, because I've heard how the show ends.
Yeah, I've heard how it ends
too. I'm happy to be on this journey because like everyone and their mom has watched The Sopranos, and so like to meet all these characters and to see like how they like play off one another, like I want to pull my hair out when Tony's mom is on screen. So bad. It's like, because I know people like that, and I'm just like, oh.
All right. So I'm gonna foreshadow it then, right? This show was supposed to capture the audience as one of their own, right? So if you're an audience member watching this show, the show's supposed to make you feel like you're a member of this family. You're like a member of this family that they just don't mention. It's through the observation of your point of view.
Sure.
So with that being said, this mob shit, it does have its,
effects,
abrupt ending.
Certainly.
And you never see it coming because you never know that it's going to be you that's next.
Sure, yeah, I get that. Like, and like the last death that I saw on the show is 100%. You know what I'm saying?
The audience member gets whacked. That's how the show ends, and that's fucking amazing because they managed to kill off a central character without killing off central character.
I think about that shit all the time. Literally. Like, I just started a new anime, Jujutsu Kaisen, and like the plot of the show is that the main character has to be executed. And he's like, hey dog, like, you have to die. But like, before we kill you, you can help us do a thing. And then we kill you. So do you want to do that instead? And he opts, okay, I'll go on the mission and help y'all like defeat evil, whatever the fuck, because he knows that his death is inevitable. And so I'm thinking, is like the author, is the show gonna like make them like commit to the end game? Are they gonna like, because like most shows like that, most anime, most shonen, most boys, like shows for boys, they don't take risks. They know that guys are dumb, and they're like, if you give them what they like, they'll stick around for the long haul.
Correct.
Why the fuck did y'all watch Game of Thrones for so long? They gave you everything you wanted, but then like reality.
I've been in the last season.
Neither did I. And so but
I just skimmed through Game of Thrones up until the last season. I told y'all about how I did it.
Reality caught up with them. So I'm always so I applaud shows who can keep the riffraff away from them. It's this show is that, this show is this. It's hey, we're over here telling a story, shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
exactly.
This is a new series for me. I don't know how old, I don't know how dated the comic book is, but I'm I wonder if the author doesn't feel any pressure from the publisher, from the editor to say, I'm going to end the story this one way. You know me, guys. I love One Piece. We're maybe halfway through where the author intends to take us, and we're about to crack episode 1000.
That show's never going to end.
So when Oda dies, the shit is cooked. You feel me? So
One Piece is going to reach its series finale by my 70th birthday.
I'll say it until the day that I die. We're over 900 episodes into the shit, and it has not got old yet. And I'm a big critic of anime and manga culture, but the shit is that good if you can
900 episodes and it's still fresh. You have a show that is
number one fucking series in the genre. Okay, Naruto Bleach who?
Disputed. But as you said, because there are shows that end up jumping the shark to please the audience. That's how you A, get that term from B, that episode of Happy Days when Fonzie jumps over the shark.
I used to really fuck with Happy Days when I first heard of it. I'm this is kind of fucking cool. As a kid, I thought it was kind of tight. I'm not gonna hold you. It's so funny. The only cool characters of Happy Days for me were the Fonz and the guy was wah wah wah. The Scott Bales character, the fucking right wing guy. Whatever the hell his character's name was. Chachi. Yeah, Chachi and Fonzie were the only characters I liked on Happy Days, and here we are in 2020, and
guys, before we finish pre-show, I want to say that I posted a post on Facebook during halftime of my Falcons Bucks game. We were up 17-0. All right.
Yes.
So it was a post about that from the Atlanta Falcons official Facebook. So I reposted it. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything just yet because, well, we all know how good we are at losing leads. Sure the fuck enough, guys.
Rises in the morning.
Oh, man. Sure the fuck enough.
Here we go.
Falcons 27, Buccaneers 31.
Wait, is that the team that Brady plays for now?
Yeah, it's the team Brady plays for now.
Fuck.
We were up 17-0 against a team that Brady plays for now, which isn't the first time we were up a large margin against Tom Brady.
At least it wasn't 28-3 this time.
F.
Well, it was 17-0 this time.
28-3 is a little worse though.
So with that being said, shout out to my man's Ryan because he is a Buccaneers fan, and I constantly bust his balls and call the Buccaneers the Succaneers. However, I can't do that today. Now can I? So he sends me a post on my timeline. He goes, "Carlos, y'all look great in the first half, and hey, if you had Julio, we probably get that out." But the team collapsed the second half, and the fifth leading rusher in the NFL, Ronald Jones, was also out for us. Bucks win.
Damn it!
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right.
How many weeks to the bowl? How many weeks to the bowl? Yeah, for sure.
Salute to you. You can you got that. My season in football is abysmal. So here's what it is.
It could be worse. You could be an Eagles fan.
That's just as terrible at this point.
Let's not talk about the Eagles right now.
Yeah, Eagles. Dude.
So, yeah. Y'all have a quarterback that y'all paid too much, and now he wants to be traded because he's not starting anymore.
Okay, honey, whatever you want.
I'll tell you what. Reconstruct that contract. Maybe Laurie will talk. Maybe. Other than that, tell your story walking, bitch.
I don't care who's the quarterback as long as we win. Start winning some games.
Listen to this guy. Listen to this guy.
Like, just don't be trash anymore. Just fix it. Team so bad, I don't even know where to start fixing it. Just pick a position and fix it.